A man raised his bow, aiming at a moose. Just as he was about to release the arrow, he sensed something was wrong around him. Before he could react, a sharp arrow shot out and knocked him from the tree. His powerful compound bow snapped in two. Enemies hidden in the shadows continued firing. John quickly dove into the nearby grass to better conceal himself. He wanted to peek and see who was chasing him. Suddenly, someone appeared in the grass. Frightened, John fled into the forest. The assailant chased after him. It seemed the attacker was waiting for the perfect moment to strike. John, who had only come hunting, was now being hunted himself. He dared not stop and darted swiftly through the woods. The assailant drew a crossbow and shot him in the leg. John tumbled down the hillside. He knew the enemy would catch up. He pulled the bolt from the crossbow, dragging his injured leg, and hid in the ruins. The assailant quickly followed. John hid under a wooden plank, praying the attacker would leave. The assailant noticed something unusual beneath the floor and stepped on the plank, breaking it. The attacker threatened him with a bow, demanding he climb out. Unarmed, John obeyed. The moment he emerged, he was kicked. The assailant made him thread a rope through the hole in his leg. Under threat, John had no choice but to comply. He was then hung upside down. The attacker pulled out a knife, ready to kill him. John couldn't understand why he was being hunted. The assailant demanded he recall past deeds. Seizing a moment when the attacker was distracted, John grabbed a piece of wood and launched a surprise attack. He cut the rope from his leg, preparing to escape. The attacker and John engaged in hand-to-hand combat. In the end, John was kicked forcefully, smashing through a wooden plank and falling into the river. In the water, he was lucky to grab onto a rock, saving his life. To avoid being caught, he climbed out and returned to the forest. He had temporarily escaped the attacker. The wound on his leg continued to bleed. He quickly hid in a cave. Using a flint, he lit a small flame. He went outside to collect some herbs. He chewed them with his mouth and applied them directly to his injured leg. Finally, he wrapped his leg with a bandage. He fashioned a makeshift weapon from a tree branch and elastic cord. He hurried back to the cabin in the woods because his son was coming today. On the way, a voice came through the walkie-talkie. The attacker was nearby. He quickened his pace. Arriving home, he saw his son at the door. The attacker aimed a bow at them, threatening John through the walkie-talkie not to move. The attacker only wanted to deal with John and had no intention of harming anyone else. Afterwards, the family drove away. The attacker entered the house, grabbed a bottle of red wine, and began drinking. John shot a sharp arrow with his makeshift weapon, pinning the attacker to a wooden board. The hunter had now become the hunted. John asked why the attacker had been pursuing him relentlessly. The attacker refused to speak and told John to recall it for himself. John swung an axe at the attacker. The axe accidentally hit the rope. The attacker broke free and knocked John unconscious. The assailant picked up a shotgun, loaded it, and threw John into the car, preparing to take him away. Seeing John unable to resist, the attacker was ready to reveal the truth.